to investigate the possibility of
All right,
Christians.
so we have someone named Ash that wants to join. I'm kind of like, excuse me, I'm reacting to like a documentary. I'll talk to you really quickly if you have genuine questions, but outside of that, I gotta go back to the documentary. Hello?
Hey, how you living?
Good?
Good, good. I just wanted to jump in real quick and extend my hand for a formal debate. I'd like to discuss from the
What do you
Israelite
believe in?
I'd like to
Are you an
discuss from
Israelite? Are you a
right.
Hebrew Israelite? Okay.
That
So as
yeah,
far as debates go, I already said this if you've been here. I'm still kind of like deciding how I'm gonna go about all that stuff. But if you send me an email, we could definitely figure that out.
Can you put it in the back chat? And it don't have to
Yeah,
be a
so
debate. It could be
oh,
just a formal discussion.
no, yeah, we can have a discussion too. I'm just saying, like, it's not that I'm like scared to have a conversation or debate or whatever with you. It's just that I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to go about those things. Because, like, this year is something that I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out, like, how to go about those things because I have a lot of requests to do collaborations with Christians, to do debates with, like, other people. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to go about that stuff. But I definitely do want to do that this year. So
Okay.
here's my email so that you can go ahead and send me an email. We can go ahead and talk about it. It's in the chat.
It's in the back chat. All right, I'll grab that and I'll send you an
Do you see it?
email shortly. I think I do. Um, yeah, Gmail.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna copy it right now and send you an email. But
But yeah, I definitely
just
like to have a conversation with you. I'm open to definitely having a debate. I just have to figure out how I'm going about things because I don't have like a set thing yet. So about how
no,
I
that
go.
makes sense. We could just make it a discussion at first. I do a live stream every Saturday, and so I'm gonna invite you to come through, and I want to talk about um racist or nationalistic tenets in the Torah.
Okay. Well, I
Just
kind
be
of like my main contention when it comes to Israelites is not necessarily that you guys call yourself Israelites because I disagree with that. But I think my main contention is that you guys have a different gospel and that you guys reject Jesus as God. Those are like my main two things. Like when I debate Catholics, I don't really care that they design their churches a certain way and they have all these pictures of whatever. My main contention is that they have a false gospel and they reject Jesus as God. Those are my main two contentions with any religions I talk to.
yeah. That seemed like the Christian consensus, even if y'all have varying beliefs on the gospel, all in all, y'all believe we have a different gospel that we teach, which is why the discussion I'm proposing is so important because I believe the gospel that you believe in cannot exist if the Torah says the things that it says. So, it'll be a little building block for us to kind of put forth minute points and build up to a larger framework from that. But I appreciate you taking the time. I'll email you shortly, and I'd love to have you on this weekend, Saturday. It could be
Okay.
quite
Well, no,
fruitful.
yeah. I don't know if I'm going to make it this Saturday because I'm a man of my word. So I don't want to make any obligations that I won't be able to do. I might be able to come this Saturday. But yeah, I mean, I'm honestly open to having a discussion with you. If you send me your YouTube channel and all that stuff so I can see your information, I'd love to have a conversation with you in the future. Like I'm literally open to having conversations, but I just got to see how I'm going to go about things. So,
All right. You'll hear from me in a few minutes.
all right. Thank you. Appreciate it,
Shalom.
Ash. All right. Bye. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's my first formal request for a debate. I'm open to having a debate with him as well. I just got to see how I'm going to go about things, man, because I haven't had any debates yet, like formally.
Man, shut your ass up, man. I emailed old boy and I ain't heard back from him yet that very same day. I don't remember when I posted that, but I literally was on his live stream, jumped on his live stream, went back, screen recorded it, simultaneously sending him that email he requested. I ain't heard back since. Shalom, yo, Steph in the building. We got Captain Azariah in the building. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to you. Call on Yahawashi. Y'all see the topic. We're gonna get into it a little bit. First, we're gonna check out the fluffy Christian. We're gonna check out the fluffy Christian because I guess he ran up on some Hebrew Israelites and he came with a certain substance. So when I saw him putting the smoke out there and running up on Israelites at camp, I thought we could get him up on site. So this is how he coming.
Hebrews chapter 1 verse 8, when the Father calls the Son God, how would you explain that? I'm not sure, but if we'll be here next week.
Okay, well, thank you for being honest that you couldn't answer it because your rest of your buddies are running away, though.
We don't have the time. We've been out here all day.
Or you just don't know the answer?
We've been on our feet all day. I don't know if you can, have a little bit of respect.
No, I have grace and I have understanding.
We will answer your question. Come back next week.
My bad. But I respect the fact that you don't know. No, I understand. I can come next week. But I just want to tell you, I respect that you don't know the answer, but just be humble about it next time. Are you guys Israelites?
Yeah, we're Israelites.
No, I just wanted to ask you some questions. So you're an Israelite. So I guess the countries on the thing, how do you get that?
The prophecy.
No, I'm saying
what countries?
So like, for example, as an Israelite, you see this right here? So these are the 12 tribes of Israel. How do you get these countries specifically? Because different Israelite groups would disagree with them.
Genesis 49, when David gathered all his sons, he told them what they would be in the last days. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do you know that, like, specifically Argentina, Panama?
I'll give you an example, right?
Okay.
So I'll give you an example real quick before we go with Levi.
I want to have a conversation with you because I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, why? Y'all came to scoff.
We came to
get some footage, some views, some content.
No, we came to ask you guys questions.
Got no other
Now, the dude on the left, he cornered his heel. I hit him up as well. And, I wanted to smoke, couldn't get the smoke. His wife was the one handling the email. She said she was going to get something scheduled. We could never get it scheduled. I've since been in contact with him. They go by the prices. But, these Christians are nothing but content creators nowadays, in a sense where you could use buzzwords like Jesus, Christ saved sins, whole world, boom, that's your whole fucking doctrine. And you can make thousands online. That's what it's about for them. And such is their doctrine. Their doctrine is tied up in a few core things that they're willing to speak about. They're willing to isolate scriptures that use these fucking words, and they abuse them till the cows come home, and they act like they want to smoke with the Israelites. Really what they do is these drive-by debates where they just scream over the camp and keep it moving. So me, I'm like, let's slow it down and let's really hash it out about these issues. We got Cap in the building. Shalom, Cap. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Shalom, March, Shalom, family, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. How everybody doing?
Man, I'm in here bloodlusting.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, family.
Maybe somebody will want some smoke here in a few moments. I'm gonna jump on cam here in a second. I'm just getting a couple of things, getting my light turned on, just getting a couple of things set up because I had a live stream scheduled today, but this is even better. We're gonna finish that topic, but I'll be back on to chop it up with you here in just a moment.
Come for sure. For sure. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. We really just getting started. Y'all can Israel in the building. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Let's get back to the fluffy Christian and his brother Ocho Cinco.
Okay. I mean, you're ready, man. The word of God, show yourself. Huh?
You with them?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Wait. Why are you running, though? Why are you running? Why are you running?
Have you not seen any of his videos?
Huh?
What about his videos?
Yeah, I haven't done a video with him before.
I'm just asking a simple question. Have you ever seen any of his videos?
I know that he does videos, but I don't.
Listen, calm down. The scripture says that your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Anything else is evil. I asked you a simple question.
They couldn't answer
I said.
I don't watch his videos.
You've never seen any of his videos?
No, I have seen it before.
Bro, talking about people can't answer his questions. If you yelling on a microphone and asking questions at the same time, it would definitely give the appearance that somebody can't answer you. But what really is going on is you Christians are effeminate as hell when it comes down. It comes out in your dialogue. It comes out in your methodology. It comes out in your approach to discussion. Very effeminate with the drive-by preaching over the word and stuff. And then y'all will ask questions on repeat, but we can't build like that. Even when it talks about letting all things be done decently in order, it talks about how two people on the same team can't prophesy and preach together. It should be one at a time. So these Christians, they come out and they use these little antics and they get all the clout because people really just want to see the Hebrew Israelites seemingly get dominated. So this is what this dude is building a name for himself doing, the one on the left. And then the one on the right, the fluffy dude, you know, we gonna see what he's made of. Lord willing, he reached back out, you know, responds to my second email, and we can have the formal debate that I requested. That way, nobody could be accused of running unless that's absolutely what they were doing. Shalom, my father's work in the building. Shalom, y'all like, share, subscribe. You know, this ain't gonna be long-winded. There's a subject matter in the title that is most pressing. And I really want y'all to keep your eyes open to it. But while we build up to it, I want to know, have y'all seen them coexist bumper stickers? No, they say coexist, but it's made up of all the logos of the major world religions. Who's seen that bumper sticker? Because we're going to talk about that real briefly.
But I don't watch his videos.
So do you know that he did a video with on us or about us?
Yeah. So he's okay. So he's done a video with you guys.
The reason why we're not willing to deal with him is because according to see what he's doing this right here. According to the scriptures, everything that he teaches is completely wrong.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because you never dealt with me, and I think that's unfair to unrighteously judge me. Okay, so let me just ask you this: you as an Israelite, I know what you believe about the Israelite theology, but I want to get a better.
Know what I believe.
Okay, not you personally, but I'm talking about generally.
Okay, and what is that?
But I know, like you specifically, you guys are what specific sector? You guys of Hebrew Israelitism?
No, that's
so. What sector are they?
That's completely incorrect.
Sons of Zion.
Sons of Zion, right? There you go. So you guys probably have different beliefs than others Israelites, right? Oh, so you don't? So do you believe Jesus is God?
Keep the commandments.
Do you believe Jesus is God?
Read 1 Corinthians 8 and 6.
No, but is he yes or no?
I'm giving you the answer. Have him actually.
But let your yeas be yeas and your nays be nays. So yes or no?
I'm about to confirm it.
But just
listen, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses.
No, I agree. I want the verse, but I just want you to say your response first, and then we'll go to the verse.
He is a God, but he is not the Most High God.
Okay.
Now read it.
Okay, let's go. Which verse?
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 6.
1 Corinthians what?
8 and 6.
1 Corinthians 8 and 6.
He's talking about the verse where Paul was talking about.
I think he's an adult. He can figure things out on his own. He made it this far.
So what about it?
Read it.
But to us there is but one God, the Father. But to us there is but one God, the Father.
What does that mean?
But to us there is one God, the Father. But you have to understand the context. So can I read the context?
They're being content. Their questions are not sincere. They're not asking.
We never met him, so we don't know.
But he with them.
Yeah, but you can't judge me based off someone else. It's like me judging you based off someone.
Fine. We don't
but it seems like to me you guys are running away.
We're not doing it.
But you guys are running away because I'm just trying to talk to you guys.
We leaving. We've been out here.
Man, this is the way it need to work, man. Whoever the leader of the camp is, shut the shit down. If the order comes down, we're not talking to them, then shut the fuck up and keep it moving, so that videos like this can't be made where some of y'all giving an answer, some of y'all saying let's go, some of y'all trying to give another answer. You know, that's the only critique I will give, but I don't blame the brothers for not wanting to have a discussion with the dude on the left because he's disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? He's disingenuous. But the confusion comes in when you say, let your yes be yes and your nays be nays. And then when somebody asks you a question and you just say, go to such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because you're giving the impression that you are of a hypocritical nature. That's problematic. But we're not here to talk about the brothers. We just here to see the fervence of Winnie the Pooh over here, who ran up on the camp and accused them of running. That's what he said, was that, you know, y'all running. Confronting Black Hebrew Israelites is the name of the video that I ripped this from. We see Yahanan Israel said, so this golfer dude and his wife pulled back up with help. Exactly. That seemed like what happened. They coordinated an attack on the Hebrew Israelites. The brothers didn't see his videos going around, the one on the left, and said, you know, we don't really want to deal with the dude. The one on the right, it would have been better if he would have just came out on his own. You know what I'm saying? Because if you haven't even seen the other guy's videos, what the hell would make you think I should go out and collaborate with dude on any battlefront? You know what I'm saying? That's retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna hire a single assassin to do a single assassin work, that makes sense. But if there's no credibility or no reputation of that man working as a part of a hit squad, cooperation, then why would you put him on a hit squad because of how many bodies he's able to rack up on his own? That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do in an emergency. And even in an emergency, you try to avoid making decisions like that. So already Huggy Bear is, he's messing up by collaborating with this dude because it's a cloud hanging over his reputation. We got Brother Blackheart Savage in the building, Shalom to you. Ace Yahawashi, Shalom. Red Dragon Paganism, that's exactly what it is.
All day is
Cap, you got something you want to add?
Oh, no, not at this moment. What I do want to say, make sure everybody who not subscribed, who subscribe to your channel, right, that they subscribe to the FOG main page, all right, Fire God Hebrew Israelites. Make sure you subscribe there. Make sure you tap in Thursday for the live stream that's coming, and make sure February 6th, you tapped in for the presentation on Straightway. All right, we'll plug that again a little bit later.
Straight Talk Society.
Salakia, Straight Talk Society. Let me make sure I plug that correctly, but we'll get back to that again.
Yeah, that link will be in here for sure. We got Joseph BJR. Shalom. Y'all tell your Christian friends to come in here, man. Tell your Christian friends to come in here. We're not completely hostile, but this is the type of BS I'm talking about right here. Brothers really stake their lives on doing this type of work, and it's exhausting to commit your back to 4, let alone 6 hours on any given day to stand on the corner and talk to a bunch of hard-headed niggas and Hispanics and possibly even go toe-to-toe with your enemy, all for the sake of standing firmly for the love of your people. A labor of love is far more taxing on an emotional and physical level than anything else. You know what I'm saying? You go to your job and you do your job for your coins, that's going to definitely cost you physically and emotionally and mentally. But when it comes to these labors of love that we do out here on these street corners, it's far more taxing. And so respect needs to be had. This fluffy ass nigga walks up on these brothers at the close of camp and thinks, oh, because I seen you on YouTube, I'm entitled to your time. I don't appreciate or respect that shit. Or Ocho Cinco over here on the left, this corny ass nigga with the ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful.
I know, but 5 more minutes.
Go talk. You're not gonna get nothing from talking to us.
I'm just trying to have
We're
a
not
conversation.
out here for you.
But I'm just trying. Why aren't you out here
That's
for me?
cool, man. Go talk to somebody else.
I'm just trying to have a peaceful discussion. I came here.
We don't
see that he think he smelled blood, so he pressing the line now. That irritate the hell out of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where I come from, you don't get no cool points from perceivingly bullying somebody unless they're already the bully. Like, you go beat up Debo and you get points for that. But this type of situation, if somebody's out there and I'm confused about why they're out there and they clarify with me, then I'm up out of there. I don't want to talk with you. But it's funny when the roles reverse and somebody come press your line, and the first thing that you have to say is, "Oh, it's not like I don't want to have a debate or like I'm scared or anything. I just don't know what I want to go to do. Shut your ass up, man." Joseph BJR said, between you and Captain Tazariak, I was once a Christian, and before I seen y'all, I started questioning Christianity, and it started to make sense. Hey, all praises to the Most High, and if you have questions, feel free to utilize us. We're here to give the answers, and if we don't have them, guess what? We'll go get them for you. And no, I'm about that book.
And can I say this? Hey, shout out to my brothers from Sons of Zion and the brother Jonathan right there. They based out of Orlando. That's a good brother right there too. Met him a few times.
You feel me? All praises to the Most High for those brothers.
Yes.
It had to be a long day if you don't want to stand there and cut nobody up. Cause I done seen brush cut somebody the hell up for.
Yeah, it had to have been a long day. He probably was at the end of being out there anywhere between 3 and 5 hours. You know what I mean? So he just had it, and I don't get why. But we accused of being such bad guys. But when he respectfully told him, I'm not out here for you right now. If somebody say that to me, and I'm coming in debate mode, so to speak, okay, cool. You should only take a debate when the other party won it. You can't force somebody into it.
Like, how are you going to show your prowess otherwise? I'm going to mute up real quick. Take over for a minute.
Yeah, come. Absolutely. So, pressing my brother Jonathan right here. And again, obviously, he's not with it at this moment, you know. And look, the majority of the time, we're not ducking no smoke, you know. But when you're about to wrap up, or maybe you've been out there 5 hours, you might not have time for it, right? And what does the scripture? What does the scripture say, right? It's not like we're combative all times, right? We try to live peaceably with all men, if possible, right? Is that not the advice? Let me pull that up. Let me get that real quick. All right. Let me share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna get that. And Romans. All right, this is Romans 12 and verse 18. One second, family.
Man, look, I'm hot, bro. I'm carnal. I'm carnal right now. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna put your
But I came here respectfully.
But this nigga say I came up here respectfully. He jogged up there with his slim fast cup. You see this shit? Big. Somebody said he looked like a young lazy Neil deGrasse Tyson in the comment section when I originally posted the challenge about him. He really irking the hell out of me with his presence right now. Just looking at him on the screen. You know how I get, Cap. My bad. Big fluffy ass Christian.
It's all right. I completely understand. But I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Right, and this is advice from again our brother Paul, right? Because again, it's not always a battle; it's not always going to be combative, right? So this is Romans 12 and 18. What does it say? It says, "If possible, as much as lieth in you," right? So it's determined based on you, how you're feeling at that moment. Okay, that's why I said generally. A Christian come and a heathen come with some smoke, they gonna get ready to get flamed up. In general.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. But that at times there's a time and a place for everything. And obviously at this time, our mighty powerful brother, again, shout out to the brothers from Sons of Zion, right? The brother Jonathan, the leader of that organization, he was not with it. All right. So as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. All right.
And you see where they invited them to come back. They was like, just come back next week because we closing up camp. You seen that, right? See, that's cool.
I didn't see that, but that makes sense. Knowing the brother, as I do. Right? He not just gonna duck no smoke. He's just not gonna let some Christian come up, and not defend the gospel.
You see that? Right? See, he was talking to the brother in the fly leather joint. He was talking to that brother, and then that's the brother that said come back next week. So your brother Jonathan had to then, come up and see what was going on, because I guess the order had already come down. We closing up, and then Winnie the Pooh couldn't respect it. So then here we are. But I just want to see what topics they bring up, because I want to get to the nitty gritty. If you hear, I want to talk about this interview where they talking about how the Pope got this high level of interest in the UAP phenomenon.
That's probably because he he know what that's going to lead to.
You know what I'm saying? Or even worse, I really think they're trying to prep the world for the one world religion. They're going to use adjacent truths, and the best lies got some truth in it. So I think that's the tactic they're really using. So let's just play.
You can't make us have a discussion.
I'm just trying to have a discussion.
We don't want to talk about it. This man came 3 times doing the same thing. He has 3 videos coming up doing the same thing.
So because we record, we're looking for views?
We are done with camp. Keep it moving. You're not getting content. You're not getting content.
Why is your woman talking to another man?
Come on,
They don't believe in the Why did it want? Why did it
Because you guys aren't answering our questions.
another man from having a conversation? That's a better question.
They're running away from us.
Why are you running?
That's what they do, man.
These guys ain't talking about your women ain't got
Guys,
no order.
well,
Christianity completely out of order.
This nigga corny as hell.
It's just unbelievable.
He is corny as hell. What's the brother's name again? I'm gonna put his channel. I need y'all to help me troll this brother because I want the debate. I wanted the debate. So I'm gonna put the link to his channel in the chat, and I need y'all to go to his channel and troll him. Tell him fire a guy want to debate him since he want to run up on Hebrew Israelites that got no interest in talking to him. You see, his name is Nate. Nate born again. Corny ass. Nate. Hold on. That's going in the chat right now. Let me know if y'all see that. Let's keep it paused until everybody can get in there and do their part, man. Troll old boy. We want to see about him over here. Nate, if you listening to this, the Israelites want to talk to you. I say I want to just have a nice, healthy discussion. Racist tenets in the Torah. And I want to talk about these more minute issues because we go around in circles all day about salvation for everybody or salvation not for everybody. The Trinity. I'm going to tell you something. Christians don't leave Christianity because of the Trinity. They leave Christianity because of the nuanced material that we want to discuss. So if you're going to defend the faith, it seems like you'd want to defend it against that which drives people away from your religion as a whole. And then you work on those little Christian nuances behind the scenes. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And if we could talk about what's going on in the Torah and break these little things down, it's an easier discussion to have about the bigger topics like salvation. Salvation is a big topic, and you can interpret it one of two ways for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely too deep a topic for him because then he'd have to actually read the fucking Bible, right? He'd have to actually read the Bible. And that's what's being revealed about these soft ass niggas, man, is that they don't want to let the word of the Lord be the word of the Lord. They want to explain away the Most High. They want to try to make him reasonable according to their rationale. They want to try to make his actions justifiable according to them, make God like them, as opposed to trying to be more like the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what pride I'm talking about, Cap. They got that pride in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They had that pride in them, right? And like you were saying, you know, flushing out some of these topics in the Torah, but again, because Christianity, they say, oh no, we're going to do away with well over half of the Bible. You know what I mean? Act like that's not even there. That don't even matter. And then we're going to try to make sense of still try to make sense of the entire book, but looking at it only through the lens of the New Testament. Where does that make sense at? That's why this flunky right here can't get it, and the rest of the parishioners in Christianity can't get it. You cannot understand something starting well past the middle. That's like trying to watch a movie and starting 3/4 through it, and you wonder why you can't figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should go back and watch the movie from the beginning.
Exactly. Imagine me jumping in at Matrix Revolution. I'm gonna be confounded.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And there's a clip, and you know, I shared it with our Akim in our group chat, man. Shout out to our FOG group chat. Hey, look, man, hit the like button, right? Make sure you like and share and subscribing. Right? Y'all see the email at the bottom, Fire God Classroom, if you're looking to do the work, right? And come be a part of this chat that we got going on, right? In these classes, right? Sharpen up your sword. Iron sharpening iron, right? But, you know, you remember the video I dropped from the show I remember when I dropped it, you was like, I didn't know you watched that show. I like, how you know I watched that show, right? You like, because you just dropped a portion of it in the chat. But what was going on in the clip that I dropped is that one of the characters in there, he was saying that he can't figure out what's going on. And the guy, and basically he was like, I can't figure out what's going on because I don't have all of the information that I need. He said, it's like opening up a book and going to the final chapter and trying to understand what's going on. Boom. That's Christianity.
Yeah, man. Exactly. It's only part of an investigation.
Huh? Really? Yes.
Eddie K said Jesus is God. Let's talk about whether or not God condones slavery or God condones racism. Eddie, because we could just say, no, he's not. You're going to say, yes, he is. I'll eisegete a certain text. I'm going to bust it down and tell you you're tripping. So why don't we talk about a more nuanced topic, which is that God don't want nothing to do with you unless you're an Israelite, and that the world is going to be subject to Israel. Pick a topic up out of there, and then you can hit the comments whether or not you want to link or not.
That's all right.
Y'all need our help.
Well, guys, these Hebrew Israelites, they clearly ran away from us. They can't answer any of our questions. We're literally allowing them to show the scripture too. I'm not even going to my verses. They keep running away from us. They don't want the smoke.
Don't even say want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? You're not from there, bro. You're not from around there. Stop that. They don't want the smoke.
He don't really talk. He don't really talk like that. And everybody can clearly see that you clout chasing right now, right? Because they already said that they are wrapping it up for the day. It's not like you can't come back and talk with them another time. They out there every weekend. Brothers is out here every weekend. So that's never a thing, right? And then he talk about they don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. Sounding all corny. Funky, man.
You know what I'm saying? And they just want to appropriate more culture onto themselves. But Eddie K, you said you got the Holy Spirit in you. Do you sin? If you have the Holy Spirit in you, that means you was born of God.
He said.
See, he want to ramble about other stuff.
Yeah, look at this.
He said, I am a sin. Yes, you are.
Yes, exactly.
You're out of here, bro. If you're corny, don't come in here. I'm not even going to respect you.
He's not saying he's the wicked, right? That's what let me show. And can I show Eddie what he is real quick since we got a quick moment?
Yeah, go ahead, Sean. He can't reply because I timed his corny ass out.
That's fine. It's gonna be real quick anyway. Let's go to Malachi real quick, right, and show him who he is. Right, this is who you are.
He having sex with that parrot he got on his shoulder in that picture too. Soldier Yaramia in the building. Shalom, brother. Go ahead and bring that out. Hold on, y'all, man the fort real quick.
Come. Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Mark. How you doing, y'all? Bashim y'all shot rocket thought to you. Brother Yaramia, you there?
Yeah, Shalom. Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Barakatah. Man, I was expecting it to be the other live stream. Man. I was expecting to come in.
Yeah. Khan, the general, he had something that he had to get to. So we rescheduled that. We're gonna get to that on Thursday. So we'll get to that. We're gonna finish that lesson on the powerful Simeonite sister Judith, right? Who, unfortunately, the powers that be has stopped the initial video on her. They don't want you to know about her, right? They don't want you to hear that story, but we're gonna make sure we get it to you. All right, but I'm gonna show Eddie K who he is in the Bible, right? He said he is a sin. No, he is the wicked, right? Read Malachi chapter 1 and start at 1 for me real quick. Robert, you shot.
Khan is the book of Malachi 1 verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
See that?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob.
Was not Esau and Jacob brothers? Of course they were, right? But what did the Most High Yahweh say? Read on.
Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
See that? He laid his heritage to waste, right? For the serpents, right? To lay hold of, right? But watch this. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
See that? The border of wickedness, right? See, Esau, when he came out of the caves, like I talked about, I showed that picture, I shared that picture on the FOG main page, right? Of the wild men of Europe, right? That's Esau coming out of the Caucasus Mountains, right? It says right here, they shall build. So like they said, but we will return and build the desolate places. Yes, rebuild their heritage, the Renaissance, coming up out of the caves. All right? Because just like you look at Petra or Mount Seir, right? It's the same architecture of that ancient history. That's the same architecture of the day. All right? But he said that they're the border of wickedness. There you go. Right? NK, that's the beginning and ending of wickedness right there. That's why Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth.
Where'd you get that artwork from? A matter of fact, because I meant to ask you that. I need that.
Well, I'm gonna that's gonna hang here in the office. If I turn my camera, y'all can see where there's no picture right there. Can y'all see that? So right there over that chair. I know it's a little shaky, but that's where I'm gonna hang that artwork. And again, that's the wild man. That's Esau, Salakia, coming out of the caves.
But is that in a museum or something like that?
Well, it may be in a museum. I'm not sure. As far as I know, it's just in a book.
Okay. Text me that. We need to source that because that was powerful.
Yeah, that is cool. Like I said, and that's the proof of Esau coming out of the cave. In that picture, you see, it shows that when they came out, that they were cave and beastly like you think that's clothing on them? No, that's hair. That is their hair on them, right? They were so hairy, like literally like beasts, you know. And that's why you hear, and it's accounts of an ancient wild men that they would eat their own body lice, right? Initially, when they came out of the cave, see, Esau had to be domesticated when he came up out of the caves initially. But that's another story for another day. But I'm definitely going to send that to you. But brother, finish up the last clause in verse 4.
God, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
He said indignation forever, right? That's an adversarial relationship with this particular people forever, right? And we know that our God, he don't lie, he don't change, right? So there you go, Eddie. Yeah, you are. You just say you are sin, but no, you're the wicked and you're the people of the Most High Yahweh's curse, whom he got indignation with forever. That's who you are.
That's a fact. Now let's jump into this real quick because I'm gonna close this up early so I can get a little date in before Shabbat fall.
G'day and welcome to Reality Check. Before we start this week's
News Nation is what this dude's publication is called. I've been watching the different people coming on there, and you know they got the UAP exposure thing in motion right now, and it looks like we're getting mixed signals on purpose. But a potentiality is that they sway everybody into a one world religion through this mechanism, you know, because you got to show ancient astronauts, for example.
Yeah.
You know, you got these different shows where they talk about these different civilizations and how they came in contact with UFOs or UAPs and how they form religions based off of these. So you got the Vedas or whatever for the Indians and how they talk about what do you call it? Vimanas, the little spaceships that they little deities will fly around in. And I think what they gonna do is go into, say, for example, how what's that cracker's name, man? He's a Christian. He died recently, but he was a scholar. And he was pretty remarkable with regards to how people esteemed him, Michael Heiser. And he was a little bit fringe with regard to the way that he kind of will talk about how the different nations got their different gods from the Most High. You see what I'm saying? You get that from the text. So what's going to happen is I think they're going to try to use the text against many people, and they're going to see, y'all been reading it wrong all this time, and these aliens, they're here to save the world.
Yeah, and look, they have to outlaw the text. That's why they really want to do it. That's the purpose of the one world religion, right? It's not about the Bible. And I mean, they show that in movies too, like in the movie The Dune series, right? If you're familiar with it, right? They have something called the Orange Bible way off in the Orange Catholic Bible, right? And it's allegedly for the galaxy, right?
Oh, you talking about Dune, yeah, with spice.
Right, with spice, right. And it's called the Orange Catholic Bible, and it's a combination of all of the world's religions, right? Into one source, and it's their universal religion, right? And they may go, but it's not going to be solely about the text. They're going to, like the general was saying, they're going to isolate this text and say, see, you are understanding it wrong. It's really not what you think it is about aliens, right? And they want to come together with the universal religion. That's the main three is Catholicism, Judaism, and Islam, right? And really do away with the text. That's where the scriptures talk about the drought of the word, right? Because it's not going to be about the text. They're not even going to care about this no more. It's going to be about what they combine together as their belief system, because they're going to tell you, this was saying that all the other nations got gods and they're relevant too.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to use Gnosticism to say our God is the evil one that ain't actually a God.
Exactly. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to finally reveal to you what this text is actually saying. Like when we show people that it tell you in Daniel that the thrones was cast down, they've been telling you it's something else. No, it's saying that thrones is getting set down for different deities to come in. Right? And then who that's the most powerful. He fit in it all the deities. He rules everything. He's the most powerful.
So this is really about preparing y'all for the potentiality so you can see just how vividly they're painting it, just in case is what they want to run with. It's not about saying this is for sure what's going to happen, but there's too many things in motion for it to be something that they don't try to play on, at least possibly.
Show a little bit about this week's sponsor. Dr. Stephen Gundry is sharing his findings about a potential toxin that's in many of the
What was that? Shit stopped.
be causing digestive issues for millions of people worldwide. Warning signs including weight gain, fatigue, digestive discomfort and stiff joints.
Cap, you muting it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you mute it, they can't hear the video.
I know, but when they're playing in the background.
Hold on. Are you what the hell? So echo cancellation is on. Are you muted?
No, I'm not muted.
All right, try muting it.
Let me make sure. I don't got no resistance. No, I don't. All right, let's go.
You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain.
Yeah, Shai said it's on your side. So all you gotta do is mute your mic, and if you got something to say, we'll pause it.
This hidden potential toxin. He's put together an informative video you can watch at gutcleanseprotocol.com/Ross. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/Ross. We're going to link to it below the video, and again, that's gutcleanseprotocol.com/Ross. Okay, now let's get on with the show. G'day and welcome back to Reality Check. So let's go back to a morning mass in May of 2014. Pope Francis states, quote, "If an expedition of Martians arrives and some of them come to us, and if one of them says, 'Me, I want to be baptized,' what would happen?" It begs the question of service worldwide, and at the heart of this church is the Pope, Pope Francis, regarded by followers as the earthly vicar of Christ, Christ's representative on earth.
Cap, you muted.
Oh, Salakia, where does the Bible ever say that? Where does the Bible ever say that Christ left a substitute teacher? Where's that at?
He left the apostles. That's going to be the argument. But representation, that's problematic.
No, he never said, I leave a direct substitute for me on earth. No, he said that Peter was the rock and the doctrine that he would be preached and that he would teach would be sound, right? And that it will be built on for future generations to come. That's all he ever said. He never said, I leave some substitute for me in my stead. But let's go ahead. Let's continue.
Gabrielle, welcome to Reality Check. You say in your book that the Vatican's had an interest in the subject of UAP and its occupants for a long time, particularly during the papacy of Francis. It's believed that the phenomenon, you say, is behind every religion and that it comes from God, and that in this matter, the Vatican is trying to prepare the world for a future revelation. Where's your evidence for that, my friend?
Well, first of all, Ross, thank you for having me here today. Well, in reality, the evidence is very deep and it's very good because it's true that there have been popes that they have said something about the subject. For example, John Paul II, many years ago, he said something, but not publicly exactly. But regarding popes, Pope Francis is the first pope that has been very open, at least when he was in Argentina, about this subject. Well, to begin with, we can say, for example, that he was a disciple of Benito II Reina. He was a Jesuit priest, and he was an astronomer also in Argentina. He was a disciple of Bergoglio. At the beginning, Bergoglio didn't like so much about his hobbies with extraterrestrial intelligence and flying discs and all of that. But after some time, he changed his mind. I think that it was like 1988 when.
Now, I want you to listen to the dude with the accent. He's going to give some information. Lately, there's been a lot of talk about the Fatima incidents or the Fatima, and it's these alleged sightings of miraculous events occurring surrounding Catholic belief. And he actually exposes, at least in verbatim, for his mouth. I want to find the sources, but he actually talks about the source material that the Catholic Church uses and says Virgin Mary is appearing to people according to eyewitnesses. The original document or the original transcript or the original recordings don't say nothing about the Virgin Mary. It just says a woman appeared in the sky, and the Catholic Church has taken these events and run with it and equate it to Catholicism. That's interesting as well.
He began to change his mind about the subject.
So you're saying that the current Pope has taken an interest, a very close interest, in UAPs, in unidentified anomalous phenomena, through this particular mentor of his in Argentina.
Exactly. It's not a small interest, it's a very big interest. In fact, we can say that is almost central in his papacy, because before becoming Pope, he knew in some way that he had to become Pope, because there was a meeting in 1988 and in a home of a person. There were two ufologists, very well-known ufologists in Argentina. One of them was Pedro Romaniuk, that we can talk a little more in some minutes or something like that. But the other one was Acoglanis, Angel Cristo Acoglanis. They became friends of Bergoglio, and they were in a house. They were talking about extraterrestrial intelligence, life after death, and some other topics. And Acoglanis used to say that he had contacts with light beings or extraterrestrials. And he also said that he received some prophecies. One of those prophecies was, and he said to Bergoglio that day in that house, "You are going to become Pope one day." But Bergoglio said,
now that's important, because if you look at the origins of Islam when they were still somewhat polytheistic, you have people worshiping Diana, who translates even through Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and she'll have different names depending on which ideology you look at. But even that is lined up with astrological events. Like, for example, you look at the copperstone, think about what's inside of that. You know what I'm saying? That is attributed to some female deity.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's just the worship, Mother Goddess worship, right? You got Kali Ma, that's why all of the chicks walk around with their tongues sticking out here in present day. You know, you got Diana, you got Hecate, you know, even your girl Wonder Woman, you know what I mean? She's just a representation of Hecate or the Statue of Liberty, right? You got on top of the, I think that's the Capitol building. You got another depiction of one of the Mother Goddess. Then, you know, in the Justice Department, you got Lady Justice, who I believe I forget who that is. I think that's Hecate too, but she's blindfold holding the balances, right? So just the same deity, you know, basically worship in many different cultures, different amalgamations of her, and just with different characteristics. And let me show y'all this right here. And this is the Virgin Mary. You know, it's the same thing. I mean, from the Roman pantheon of goddesses, right, and gods. So the four Catholic dogmas. Look how much they center around Mary, right? So what does that say? That says divine motherhood. Mary's divine motherhood was proclaimed at the Council of Nicaea, right? I'm not going to go to it, right? But that also she was her perpetual virginity made up when the scriptures say that Christ had brothers and sisters. Definitely, right? This is the expression perpetual virginity, ever a virgin, or simply that she was a virgin forever, right? We got immaculate conception, right? And we got the assumption, this Marian dogma was proclaimed by Pope, and I believe this says that she ascended after her death, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just go to it. Y'all can't. Can y'all still see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. Let's see. The last one, the assumption. This Marian dogma was proclaimed by Pope Pius the 12th on November 1st, 1950. A distinction needs to be made between ascension and assumption. It says that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and risen Lord, ascended into heaven, assigned divine power. Mary, on the contrary, was elevated and assumed into heaven by the power of God and grace of God. Whatever that means.
Hold on real quick, God. Real quick. Negus, Afrodindor, you're in the wrong chat. We're not Muslims. We're not Nation of Islam or none of that shit. So go let somebody else with that. I don't know how you just enter a room and just start writing a fucking essay in the chat and it'd be to the wrong address. But please chill. Please chill. We debate Islam every day behind the same shit you're talking about.
Said something like, stop bothering me because I don't believe you. After that, Acoglanis turned his face to Romaniuk and he told him he doesn't believe me that he's going to be Pope one day.
So you actually, so I've got to get this right. So there was a prophecy from this guy who I think is Angel Christo Acoglanis.
Exactly.
And this was at the home of Pedro Romaniuk. They're two Argentinian ufologists. And Acoglanis claimed to be channeling a message from extraterrestrials that Jorge Bergoglio was going to become the Pope. And that's in 1988. That's many, many years before he became Pope.
Exactly. And there are two reasons because...
Now, isn't that funny that they prognosticated that he was going to be Pope? I mean, what, like 15 years before he became Pope or something like that or more, right? And like, we tell people like why do you think there's two popes alive? Popes don't just retire in the job. They normally die in the job. That's standard practice for them to die as the Pope. But prognosticated that this guy was going to become Pope, so I mean they had a plan for him, right? And then the former Pope, Ratzinger, right? Perfect name, Pope Ratzinger, right? So look, they had so much evidence, so much dirt on him, he got forced out of the Pope shit, okay? Whether y'all want to believe that or not, whether y'all going to say, oh, that's Ryan's up there capping, go look him up in the international courts, all right? Now, does that hold weight? Am I saying that that's going to put him in jail? No, plenty of people got charges in the international courts, right? A lot of them are valid charges, but it don't hold no weight. They can't go arrest nobody. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's the Pope we talking about. But they had so much dirt, so much evidence that the Vatican decided that it looked bad, that we'll get him out of here and put this other guy in there. Okay? All right? So much dirt on him being a PDF file. Okay? All right? I digress. We can continue.
Con. See, this is why, first of all, this is why you need to subscribe to the main channel. Cap going live on Thursday. The brother Cap really like to dive deep with all this stuff, man. This is a brother that you need to get up with. I'm about to put the link in the chat right now. What you about to be going in on Thursday?
Thursday, we're going to finish up the story of Judah. We got to finish that up.
Bro, you guys was going so hard on Judith that YouTube took the damn live stream down.
They damn sure did. They didn't want that to get out of there, right? Because we're showing you what that story truly relates to, right? And what film was perpetrated as something else, but the story is actually the story of Judas, all right? And the powers that be, they didn't like that. So yeah, make sure y'all tapped in. And then I'm coming following that. I'm going to be delving into a 3-part series on ancient Babylon, ancient Babylon, and mystery Babylon. Okay.
So tap in with Cav because he's about to go hard. He's about to double back into a part 2 of that Judah video. So he might kind of start over. I don't know what he got planned, but I know I'm gonna be tapped in. Make sure y'all tapped in too.
Mm-hmm. And with Judith, we're gonna just finish her story. We basically told the introduction to it, the events that led up into her arrival as one of the major players in that narrative. See, because when you read the book of Judith, over the first half of that book is about the events that lead up to her actually entering the picture to do what Yahweh raised her up to do. All right. So we're gonna see that strength and beauty, and we're gonna see how dangerously deadly the Simeonite Israelite woman is. All right. Shout out to the tribe of Simeon. All right.
You know, Harlem Brown in the
notification for the channel. And I meant to bring this out, Salakia. They're shadow banning me and the brother Ash because we've been putting in a lot of work, and as y'all can see, our channel is not growing. Considering the work that we put in, considering I'm not trying to like toot our own horns or anything, but people know who we are in Israel, right? So a lot of times I've heard that too, like, yo, I didn't even know you were going live. I don't get my brother Ash's his notifications sometimes. So yo, just stay tapped in. No, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and then just check on a daily basis. Make sure you got the alerts on with the bell for notifications, for all notifications on. All right.
Facts.
Of that. First, because Akoglanis said that his contacts were not just but mainly from Uritorco Mountain. There is a hotspot in Argentina, very well known for many ufologists, even in the US. Uritorco Mountain, many people have seen lights, flying discs. They have had communications with beings that they say that they are living inside the mountain, and Akoglanis used to say that he had contacts with those beings in that mountain. The other thing is that Bergoglio was changing his mind about the Catholic Church because he was very conservative. But after that, he began to change his mind about a lot of topics. So he became to be open about the extraterrestrial intelligence, the possibility that that could be real.
So when you say that Bergoglio was hanging out, if you like, with Akoglanis and Romaniuk, are you sure he wasn't just a sort of an incidental guest at their home? You're suggesting that he was actually actively involved and interested in the UFO subject with these gentlemen.
Well, what we know so far until now is this, that I think that from the 1990 something like that, he was very involved, mainly with Pedro Romaniuk, because Angel Cristo Akoglanis was assassinated some years after 1988, after that meeting. I don't know if that meeting in 1988 was a casual meeting, like, I want to learn something, but I don't know what to believe. But after some years, Bergoglio, the actual Pope Francis, he became very involved in the subject. In fact, he became to believe that the phenomenon was real and that extraterrestrial intelligences were visiting planet Earth.
Wow, that's a big call. So the current Pope is a tinfoil hatter.
And look, with that being acknowledgement, right? Again, it's social engineering, right? At its finest, right? They're prepping the general public to believe this thing. So when they can use their technologies like Project Bluebeam and things like that, and potentially, right? There's a couple of ways they could go in and get all that. But the prep y'all for alien invasion, all right? To what ends, though?
Many people can say that. Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true. But what I say to the people is, yes, he can believe that. But you cannot say it's craziness because if you don't know his experiences, because there are a lot of sources that know firsthand about all this thinking, about all this subject regarding Pope Francis and an alien life.
So can we roll back a bit? I'm fascinated with what you say in your book about the history of the Catholic Church's engagement with the UAP mystery. And I guess a good starting point is my friend and colleague, Professor Diana Walsh-Pasulka, who's written two excellent books. One is American Cosmic and the other is Encounters. And both of them touch on the fact that the Vatican is taking an extremely close interest in UAPs. And my understanding from Diana is that she's been given some access to some of the Vatican archives on this stuff. It's quite clear, isn't it, Gabriel, that the Vatican is taking a much closer interest in the phenomenon of unidentified anomalous objects, whatever they are, than previous papacies. There seems to have been, if you like, a ramping up of awareness about the issue. There have been a number of meetings.
And Salakia, I think it's in 2nd Ezra chapter 14 when it talks about the man that came up out of the sea, right? That's talking about the Lord Yahawashi, who the world falsely calls Jesus Christ, right? And it's saying that the armies of the world, right, that they were all gathered together, right? And that they were scared, right? But yet they still did fight. Why would they fight against the Lord? Why would the armies of the Lord, being scared, yet still fight? Right? And we got to think about this in real terms. Why? Right? Well, if they've been influenced that these are extraterrestrials and that this is an invasion, you can see why they would have fear, but yet fight. All right?
Where there have been conferences held about the possibility of extraterrestrial life. What do we know about what the Vatican says about the possibility of a non-human intelligence?
Well, what we can say is this, because I know that the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, they have a big interest in this because that is public. But at the same time, there are some sources that I cannot name, but those sources have told me that inside that branch of the Vatican, there is a big interest about the subject. Okay. They take some testimonies around the world. And after that, the Jesuit priests, some Jesuit priests in the Vatican, take that information, and that information goes to Pope Francis to analyze that information about maybe those cases are real or maybe not. But he has taken seriously what that branch of the Vatican is saying about the subject, given that Pope Francis is very involved about the subject. And there is much, much more about what happened in Argentina with him and the subject. Indeed.
I'll get to that detail, but I want to get a bit of the history. So Diana Walsh-Pasulka, the professor from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, she's made a study of supernatural events in the Catholic Church, and she tells the story of a nun in the late 1800s who was woken by a glowing orb hovering above her head in her bedroom. And this was also witnessed, apparently, by the Mother Superior of the nunnery. And apparently they decided at the time that it was a lost soul who was searching for purgatory, for release from purgatory. But this idea of...
I'm going to tell you, it was a damn demon from the left-hand side, all right? Because the Catholic nuns, I'm going to do a lesson on Catholicism too. Look up in your spare time, family, the best virgins of Roman Catholicism, of the Roman society, right? But you can just type in Vestal, Vestal, virgins. This is what the modern day nunnery is based on. And actually, it's also the Vesta Temple in Rome is like the main street is where the King of Rome and then the Pope live. And it's also what the capital, portions of the capital is based on, in particularly the dome, Salakia, I want to make sure I say it right. The Congress, the Hall of Congress or the Congressional Building, right, is modeled after the Vesta Hall, right, or the halls of Vesta, okay, in ancient Rome. So if you didn't know that this is Rome all over again, like the Bible clearly tells us, I'm going to help you understand when I get this lesson out. All right? Let's continue.
Balls of flaming light. Whatever you think about the truth or the veracity of that particular account, it does mesh with a lot of the accounts that we hear from UAP experiences today. Is it possible that religious explanations for the phenomenon are merely encounters with a non-human intelligence, do you believe?
Absolutely. And for example, just briefly, because for example, we can talk about the divergent apparitions in Garabandal in Spain in the 1960s. The other ones were in Medjugorje. Okay, in Medjugorje, those apparitions began in the 1980s. So it was not just the Virgin Mary, but orbs, light orbs.
So when you're talking about Spain, I don't know that one. I do know about Fatima, the Fatima incident in 1917, which was 3 children seeing allegedly the Virgin Mary.
Now listen to this, y'all.
Appearing to them, intriguingly, as a small, quite squat 4 or 5 foot figure. But these children, described what was obviously for them a deeply spiritual experience, and it's become almost a religious shrine in Portugal. Talk me through those incidents, Medjugorje, Spain, and Fatima in Portugal.
Well, beginning with Fatima, the official explanation is something very different about what is in the archives. Fina Darmada and Joaquin Fernandez, they made a very good research because they went to the original archives in Fatima. So theirs was a 25 years investigation into the archives and in newspapers from the time. And for example, there was a kind of prophecy from some people, like they were shamans or something like that. Okay. And they said that on May 13, on 1917, there was going to happen something big. They were not Catholic. They were just talking with the spirits or something like that, what they said. And that was published in newspapers in Portugal. So on May 13, there was an apparition. Okay, but what the archive said is that the 3 children were in the landscape taking care of the chips. Suddenly, there was like a big ball in the air. It was hovering. Now, that big ball in the air was projecting a figure of a lady. And that lady began to talk to them, but she never told them, I am Mary. She was just the lady.
Now, this is another thing that's common. So this is what I surmise. Either these apparitions are completely made up, or these are demons actually operating and using the deception, right? What you're going to commonly hear about is you're going to hear about these white aliens with blonde hair, and the UFO community calls them the Nordics. They have alluded to them in Thor. They have alluded to them in what the Mormons believe in. They essentially believe in these Nordic aliens. And there's a lot of people who make these claims that some blonde-haired woman in a flowing dress came to them and told them that they were special and that the world, they had some special message to give to the world. You know what I'm saying? So whether people are having psychotic episodes or demons are appearing to them, there's a commonality there. Now, there's a group of people in this situation saying that they all saw the same thing at the same time, and that woman appeared to them and she just spoke to them real quick. The Catholic just come in and said it's the Virgin Mary, and that's the people never say Virgin Mary. So what I want y'all to do is understand that deceptions are going to come up out of the flesh, come up out of the spirit world. Sometimes they're going to come in out of the spirit world by way of the flesh. Flesh be vegetables. I'm going to go and be a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets, etc., etc., etc. Don't be caught off guard by this. But this is important to hear because it's a contradiction. There's what's purported to the mainstream, and right now scholars are debating over this very subject, trying to prove Catholicism is where it's at based on this event, saying how can you disprove it when all these people saw it? And it just goes to show you how far removed people are from actual scholarship when this man's able to cite the source and say, well, the original document doesn't say anything about the Virgin Mary. You see what I'm saying? People are staking their entire religion off of things like this. So there's substance there. It's up to us to determine what manner of substance it is. This was one of the main points I wanted y'all to see. And I'm going to wrap up.
God, I want to show one thing real quick on this topic. Like he said that this person appeared to many people as the general show that they showed it in the Thor movie. And they kind of talked about it in the Ant-Man movie too. I forget the guy name. He talked about the female spirit that he was always scared of. I forget what he would say. You know what I mean? But I want to show y'all something here in the scriptures. Brother Yaramia, can you read Isaiah 34 when I got up here? Right? Start at
verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Isaiah 34, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it.
Right, read on.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
Mm-hmm.
He utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter.
Right. Watch this. Read on.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Right. Come. Jump down, read verse 5.
Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Now, in context, we see that this chapter is about the judgment of all nations. It's a future judgment because this ain't happened yet, right? And it says all nations are going to get judged, but then it comes and it isolates Esau, right? So for anybody like that flunky was on my live the other day saying all Esau Edomites is wiped out. Well, how? When in the prophecy in the end saying that they're going to be obviously in some type of authority. If they got a special judgment coming to them that the Most High Yahweh's sword is bathed in heaven. Idumea is just a Greek transliteration of Edom. Right? Now read verse 6.
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have sacrificed a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right. Read verse 8 real quick. Barbecue shot.
Verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
Right. So all of these nations getting judgment, in particular Esau, for what they did to Zion. Now watch this. This goes on there. He continues to talk about the judgment that's going to come on Esau. Now read verse 14 and 15, and then I want to show y'all something.
Cap, bro, you got to do this on a lesson. When you got a lesson, I got to go. All right.
I feel like it. Well, let me just show
it. Cap can't help himself, man. And this is good. This is why y'all need to subscribe to the main channel so you can get with Cap. I ain't the only one about to fire a guy teaching something. You feel me? Cap goes in like it.
I'm going to show you one thing, and I'm going to leave it at that. And then y'all got to tap in because I'm going to do a lesson for it. Right?
Now,
So y'all see this?
1 is 3. That's another thing y'all got to learn from Cap.
So you see this owl, right? In this verse, right? That says Lilith, right? If y'all know anything about Lilith, it's alleged that Lilith was in the Garden of Eden before Eve. It's ridiculous. This is a Edomitical goddess. Prove it. Prove it, Cap. Oh my. This is what they're saying. This demon appearing to them. Lilith, the name of a female goddess known as the night demon, who haunts the desolate places of Edom.
The night is come.
That's all I got for y'all. Y'all gotta get with me, family. Y'all see that?
Y'all better stop playing with Cap. Y'all better stop playing with Cap, man. Make sure y'all click that link. Make sure y'all click that link and stop playing with your brother.
That was all. Talking about saying that it was the Virgin Mary, that was a change that became after that. But that is not from the mouths of the witnesses. Okay.
So the more accurate, to make your point, the more accurate version of the story from the people who've done the first-hand research is that essentially it equates more appropriately with what you and I might call UAPs, some kind of sphere, some kind of glowing sphere.
Exactly. In fact, in the last apparition that was October 13 of 1917, talking about the miracle of the sun, what the witnesses say, what they said was that there was like a disc. That disc was hovering over them. There was smoke behind that disc. Some people said that there were occupants in that disc, that they were saying hello. Some people, maybe because for their background, they were saying that was Christ, the Father, and the Virgin Mary, that they were waving and saying hello or something like that. But that was the case. In fact, if we go to the website of Fatima, if you are going to look to the photographs, there is a photograph. You can see that disc flying above the people, and you can see the trail of the smoke that goes like this and like this.
How sure are we about the authenticity of that photograph? If it is a reliable photograph, we'll show it here, but has the authenticity of the photograph been challenged at all?
No, never. And I think that one of the best evidences is that they have that same photograph in their website. I don't know after this interview if that photograph is going to continue there, but until today that photograph is there.
See, I've never heard this before. So I was always told that Fatima was the vision of the Virgin Mary appearing to three beautiful little children who had a religious exaltation experience. And essentially it was reinforcing, obviously, the belief in Catholicism. What you're suggesting is almost heretical. It basically seems to be suggesting that there's a non-human intelligence that might have been engaging with humanity at that incident, and that it's been mistaken or misused to represent the Catholic tradition.
Yes, well, what I can say is this.
So this works in a few different ways. It either adds credibility or takes credibility away from the Catholic Church at whatever the controlling party's leisure. So y'all need to be prepared for it to happen, because everybody's talking about, oh, the truth is coming out in 2025. The truth been coming out. And I don't want y'all to be a part of the crowd to think, oh, okay, well, now everything is the white man finally said there's some aliens. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about this egg-shaped UFO, and the Chinese, they got an origin story that begins with an egg. There's so many things in motion they can play off of and just really fuck society up in a way that you've never seen before.
The original origin story of the egg, that come from ancient Egypt. I think that Ra, one of his kids came, like he ejaculated in the ocean or something like that, and then the egg came out and one of his kids came out of it. Right? That's an ancient Egyptian story too.
You know what's called is that people are examining these egg photos and they're saying there's hieroglyphics on them.
Didn't I say, bro? Look, that's why knowing history and ancient cultures is important, family, because there's nothing new under the sun. All philosophies, Eastern philosophies, Western philosophies, belief system, they all go back to the same source.
So, you know, these people, the Freemasons, or what originally was speculative masonry, they would have had to have some type of knowledge of these different cultures to speculate on how certain cultures did their stuff. But there are certain people that become fascinated with things and, you know, run off with them, like how you had the Romans who were Egyptomaniacs, for example. But all of this culture and all of this history is heaped up and hidden somewhere so that they can carefully take pieces from it and sprinkle in a little bit of lies and plant evidence and things like that. And what happens is the people who know the true stories, they think they're connecting dots as a mystery is being solved, when really it's that somebody's putting cookie crumbs on the ground to lead you somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, be ready for that. That was powerful that you just mentioned the egg coming from up out of Egypt, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It looks like there's some type of hieroglyphs on these eggs. And bro, it's about to get so tricky out here. No run DMC.
Hey, and look, that's why the Lord Yahawashi prophesied, man, that they would be able to fool even the very elect if it were possible. See, it's not going to be possible to fool the very elect. We're not saying that we are the elect, but we striving, you know what I mean, for that. So y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in with us, man. Make sure you tap into the Fire God Hebrew Israelite main page. If you subscribe here, make sure you subscribe there. All right. And make sure if you're watching live, you hitting that like button. All right. It don't cost you nothing to hit the like button, and it don't cost you nothing to subscribe. We being shadow banned, so make sure you do that so we can manipulate the algorithm.
On that part. Hey, that being said, we're gonna take some questions. Cap, you got a minute for some questions? I'm gonna give 30 for somebody. Some questions after that. I'm out of here. You know what? I'm giving 30 more seconds for y'all to click the link for the smoke. Okay. So I don't see no questions in the building. Quick question. One's in the chat if you would rather see me do a reaction channel, or if you would rather see me do my reactions here, because I'm thinking about doing live reactions. I'm thinking about doing live reactions in general to a various assortment of content and giving a scriptural analysis when it's necessary. One's in the chat if you rather see me just start a completely different channel. Two's in the chat if you rather just see me do it right here. I'm gonna step away for a second and let the ones and twos accumulate. Ones, I mean, just, I don't know what number I asked for. Was it was it one? I'm tired, man. Well, I forgot. I said the twos me. Twos if you want me to just see it right here. Is that what I said?
Yeah, I think you said twos for right here and ones to start another channel.
Okay, all right. Hey, Cap, if you want to close out with anything, brother, you got the floor, mighty man. I'm about to step away for a quick second.
All right, I got it. I'm gonna let this bill let us know. Again, one, if you like the brother Ash to start a new channel. Two, if you would just like him to continue and do his live reactions here, because he could start a whole nother channel and excuse me, react live to different situations that's gonna be occurring out here. All right, so just let us know what would be best. My opinion, I'm in the one camp. I think he should start another channel so that people know that when you click in here, you just getting his live raw reactions vice that good, edifying information that you get right here too. All right, but hey, we're open. Let us know. And Con 7 FOG Flame, I like that, right? And we're gonna continue to flame them up, man. Hit that like button. All right. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the FOG or the Fire of God Hebrew Israelite main page, man. We're trying to get that page up over 2,000 subscribers. Honestly, we only need 10 more subscriptions to be at 2,000 subscribers on that page. So if you watch this channel here and you're not subscribed, please over there and do that so that we can manipulate the algorithm and right? We need more content. Is better for this YouTube algorithm. Absolutely, my brother. So that might be what we need to do is just go ahead and create another channel. Again, February 6th, Straightway Society. Myself, Brother Captain Azariah, I'll be on there doing a presentation on racism in the Torah. You can come over there and watch it live. And then if you have any questions, to support your brothers, you can come in and ask questions in that setting too. All right. Again, that's next, not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday, February 6th, 6:30, Straightway Society here on YouTube. I'll be plugging it over the next week. And I know the brother Ash will be plugging it over the next week too, because he'll be doing work on that platform also.
You feel me?
Well, I ain't seeing any questions. So I know the Shabbat about to creep up on you there. I know you might, need to go handle a few things before it completely comes in, King.
Con, the link is in the chat for y'all to go tap in with Captain Azariah.
Any thoughts, Salaki? This was one question. Any thoughts on the president wanting to build an Iron Dome here? He might do it.
He could go for it. Tell him he could go for it. Burger Swift says, Jesus is the truth, hell is real. We all sin, speak for your damn self. He died on the cross to pay for our sins. He died to pay for Israel's sins. And was buried and rose again on the third day. Put your faith in him alone to save you. Thank you for that very Christian breakdown. Brothers and sisters, I put the link in the chat for Captain's presentation on racist tenets in the Torah via Straight Talk Society. Make sure that y'all click in that link, hit the notify me button so that you could be live and direct when Captain goes live. It's going to be 6:30 p.m. on February the 6th. The brother's going forth. And then I'm going in after that. We're going to be doing a post-debate interview on that same Saturday. But first and foremost, make sure that you're present for Captain Azariah's presentation. You got anything you wanted to add, Cap?
No, make sure y'all do tap in for that. It looks like the preponderance of the evidence that I've seen, a lot of people, was a lot of twos in the chat saying that they want you to continue to do it on this channel. But a few people did hit the ones and a couple of good comments, like more content is better for the algorithm. So in my opinion, that's what I think, that you should create another channel just to have more content so we can continue to manipulate the algorithm to get more of this gospel spread, King.
Con, I appreciate y'all's insight, man. We're going to see what happens going forward. I definitely want to be more active for the sake of the family. Really, I need to get away from this 9 to 5 so I could do more of the work in general. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We're going to give all praises, all honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh himself, in the name of his son, who the world called Jesus Christ, Yahawashi. And with that, shalom.
Shalom.
We was powers on this earth once, and we was all about the mirth once. Idol worship, murder like the first of the month. Hit a nigga with the bick like he need a light. That's what you do when you on fourth, or else you got a punt. But we ain't needed when we cry for Egypt flesh, nah. So it's Egypt that we got, and we hella mad. These crackers soaring off our shoulders like some helipads. They see our sweat, but they don't feel us like we holograms. I'll be damned, another black man shot again. They deflect and tell us we...
Some